Love it that you're watching me figure out where I'm going. Currently, I am going across the street on the bike, the Lex Pegasus, to Publix to get some food, and check in with you a little bit later. Peace. Alright, Z Nation, back in my apartment after getting done with my float and going to Publix to get a little bit of food items. And I also just got done doing about an 18-minute in the dark dance session where I just blasted my headphones and danced however it came to mind for some expression. And I find when I turn all the lights off in my apartment and I do this, my goodness, smoke detector's going off. I assure you there's no fire in the background. When I do this, it's probably gonna periodically go off here. But when I do this, man, it really gets me in the zone. It's another form of active meditation in my mindset, and it's something I just kind of learned over time, doing it myself, experimenting with, and it's something I implement probably on a several times a week basis. Depending on, it's usually at evening. I just turn the lights off and put some music on and just see where my flow is going with self-expression. And by turning off all the lights, I even wore sunglasses this time to really mimic complete darkness. Allow for me to just really focus on what I'm hearing, go with the beat and see what happens. Sometimes my mind just actually trails off and thinking about other thoughts. And when that happens, I will either go with it, if it's something I actually want to focus on, or not, I'll just kind of refocus on back to the music and going with the beat. So it kind of mimics if you're doing like a normal meditation, you're going with your breath. If you find your thoughts are starting to trail off, or you're having thoughts and you're trailing off from the actual practice, you focus on your breath. So in an instance like this, if your thoughts are trailing off from the practice itself, which is be just dancing and following the beat, you go back to the dancing or listening to the music and going with the beat. So the beat and the movement you have tied to the beat is symbolic or represents following your breath work. At least for how I'm thinking about it right now in the moment. Could always change. Maybe next time I do this and I share a little about the experience, it won't be the same. That's the beauty of that. That's the beauty of different perspectives. Overall, a good last session for a little bit for my float tank experience. Ah, I told you so! That's probably super loud on video, by the way. Sorry, my apologies. Could go off another 1 or 2 more times. Unless I do this. How about we just take the battery out so it doesn't go out? Even better. But another great float session, in my opinion. As right when I got in the tank and I laid back and I let go, I instantly knew it was going to be a great session. I even remember thinking in my head, like, my goodness, I'm going to get a lot of value out of this. A, relaxing, yes. B, great for the body, physically wise, absorbing my feet especially, because I'm on my feet most of the time. And I get so much benefit as far as my feet soaking in Epsom salt and noticing like if I have a little blister or even just like a particular nuisance of an itch, whether it's like a small bump or something or calluses, it eventually goes away several days, if not within that first day after a float. Huge benefit, man, huge benefit. But like I said, within those first like couple minutes, I just knew instantly, man, this is gonna be a really good float. Had a really good stimulating conversation with Will, the general manager, right before I went in, so that got me jacked too. In a good sense of mind. Always good to have a deep talk right before you go into a float. Always all about that. So, first couple minutes, like I said, I knew it was going to be a good float, and right when let's see, hear that little false alarm of a smoke detector noise. I'm getting sidetracked. Focus. Here we go. Going back to the float itself. When I laid back, I didn't even hear my heart rate really, so I've become just so accustomed and so tuned and so comfortable being in this particular tank and just floating in general right now that even this session, I woke up. Mind you, I was probably conscious and drifting in and out of my consciousness for a good 25-30 minutes or so, and then I probably actually fell asleep for the last 30 minutes or so. And this has happened to me like probably the past 10 times. I really literally wake up within minutes of the session being over. So my body's become so adapted to being in the float tank and knowing when it's all over, which is awesome. Like, I just remember waking up and I'm thinking, man, this has been a really great session as far as what I've seen, what I've viewed for myself, past memories, and looking back on them, and really looking back on them on such a vivid occurrence that completely forgot where I was at in time, physically being in the tank. And that's always good, I would say, for a good productive session in the float tank. And yeah, just getting a better appreciation of sensory cues, particularly sound. I feel like it's amplified after I get done with a session, and same with sight. It certainly gets amplified. I'll turn this off here. And yeah, again, going back to like visuals that I've seen before, when I'm in the tank, within about the first 5 minutes, once I get relaxed in the environment, I'll stare at the ceiling of the tank, and before I know it, I always see the color purple. No idea why that is, but that's the color I always see for visual wise. But I just saw like this purple light. It would go in, out and in a circular fashion. So it'd be a big circle, and then it would go small, and big and small, and we just continue to cycle through that until I kind of saw like a light going back and forth. So nothing crazy visually wise, other than like the circle shapes and the color purple. It's a mahogany purple, maybe, perhaps, if I had to pick out. And then after I saw that, I literally just got really in tune with some deep past memories, and really just being so absorbed in those memories to the point where once I became conscious of like not thinking about it anymore, I was like, whoa, my goodness, I totally lost myself in those thoughts. So it was quite neat to replay those over again, and always just get a better understanding of some past events in my life. And again, overall, what I get out of this is just a better understanding of myself. And when I have a better understanding of myself, aka self-awareness, aka Lex awareness, aka the Xander awareness, I'm just able to go about life with a better, more precise plot of a path I take. And I'm certainly going to continue doing floating, just not right now. I'm thinking, though, I'm going to see about doing it when I go to Atlanta and possibly Louisville, and then wait until I'm in England to do it again, I would say. So that means in all October I'm going to be off. But I'm going to find creative ways to continually do forms of meditation. And there's a gajillion ways you can do meditation. Like what I just did. I did a float and I did a dance session, 18-minute dance session in my apartment for 18 minutes in the dark. That's a form of meditation right there, too. Okay, I'm going to get to eating. Got to do my notes. Just about reading another chapter if possible, if I don't pass out reading it. I already read one chapter earlier today, but I'm going to continue on. And tomorrow evening, I'm going to go to my friend Jesse's gym and help support him for a tie-dye event he has going on with his clients. So I'll do a little footage of that. And as always, staying busy and productive. I will check in with you guys the next installment. This has been the DailyXander 301. Signing off from my apartment outside. Here you go. Did this a couple nights ago. As always, the smoke detector's still making noise. All right. As always, peace, love, unity, respect, and passion. Catch you in the next installment. Oh, yeah.